Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I wanted to make a video today talking about how I got my period back. If you follow me on Instagram, Live Healthy by Brianna, or if you've watched any of my videos, I've been pretty open about the fact that I lost my period. That's just because I personally looked up to people who, talked about their journey online or like used other people as a resource. So I just wanted to put this out there for this to be a resource to anyone who may need it. So a little bit of background, I was on birth control for about 6 years and I didn't have a period at all during that time. I never took or never skipped like my placebo week. My doctor never told me not to take it, so I took it and never got a period, and then looked at me like I was an idiot when I was like, yeah, I take it. And he was like, why? I was like, you never told me not to. I don't know. I'm stupid. I didn't, whatever. I hate when like doctors make you feel dumb. Like he just makes me, it's fine. He also wanted to put me back on birth control when I went and told him that I didn't like get my period back, and whatever, that's later in the story. Anyway, was on birth control, the pill, for like 6 years, and then I wanted to come off of the pill and get an IUD, so a copper IUD, non-hormonal. So stopped the pill in about January, and then at this time I was also following a low FODMAP diet, so a lot happened at once. So I came off the pill, and then I did get like one period. I think my body was just like in shock. I don't know. I did get one period, and then I started the low FODMAP diet, lost a bunch of weight, and then got the IUD in around, I think it was in like end of February, beginning of March, and then never got my period again. And went to the doctor and told him that I didn't get my period back. So he did blood work, and I got an ultrasound, and everything was normal. There's nothing wrong, so that led me to believe the only thing that was left was the weight loss that I had, and I was probably just eating too low fat of a diet. So I decided to go all in, try to listen to my body. My hunger cues were so messed up. Like I had lost my hunger cues, so I was really just eating on a schedule, and I felt hungry all the time, to be honest. Like there wasn't just, I just felt hungry all the time, and so I was eating like every 2 hours or whatever, very low fat, like probably only like 40 grams a day. And I just like was in a super bad headspace, and I got like super thin. It's funny because I looked back at my one video where I talked about the fact that I lost my period, and like when I was starting to try to eat more and do all this stuff, and I was like, I made a comment saying that like I'm not super skinny, blah blah blah. When I look back at pictures now, I'm like, I cannot believe how skinny I got, and did not even realize it. It's like one of those things where like you need to be in a different place and then look back and be like, what the fuck? Like, why did I allow that to happen? And people around me were asking me like if I was eating, like that should have been a trigger, but I wouldn't say that I had like an eating disorder, but I was definitely just in like such a disordered eating situation, and I was motivated by numbers. Every time I stepped on the scale and saw like a lower number, I was like, wow, great, like let's get it lower. Like it just like that's what motivated me. And then people telling me how good I looked because I lost weight, like that's why you don't comment on people's weights, because you don't know what they're going through. My cat is psychotic. But yeah, and that like fuels the fire. People being like, oh, you look great, like what are you doing? It's like, I'm not eating. So whatever, I'm going off on a tangent. So things that I did to get my period back. So I'm now officially on my second period. You're technically supposed to get 3 before you're considered recovered from hypothalamic amenorrhea. I never know how to say that. I think that's it. Hypothalamic amenorrhea. I think that's how you say it. HA. Loss of period. But yeah, so this is my second period. It wasn't like exactly 28 days apart, but it was only like 5 days early, which is good for me because before I was on birth control, I was having very irregular periods and I was bleeding like every single week. Actually, that was an exaggeration. Not every single week. It was like every other week. But yeah, so it's been such a long time. Like, I don't remember how my periods used to be. Like, they were never like super bad or heavy, and it hasn't been. It's just like, you know, I don't know, just readjusting. Whatever, you don't need to know the details. But so the first thing that I did was increase my food drastically. At first, I was just kind of like pussyfooting around. Like, I was eating a little bit more, but like not a lot. When I like fully went all in, I had extreme hunger. Like, I felt like I was not satisfied. I was eating like 3 desserts a night. Like, I was eating so much. Like, I felt like I could not stop, but I was so hungry. And that's what happens when you're coming out of either an eating disorder or just disordered eating, you know, restriction. Your body just like needs time to catch up, and you go through periods of extreme hunger while you're trying to, you know, fix your hunger cues and all that stuff, because your body, like, you're so used to starving yourself and like ignoring those hunger cues. So yeah, so that extreme hunger happens, and the only way to fix it is to eat, you know, to actually listen to that. And eat until you feel satisfied or full. You know, I ended up, it was hard. It's obviously not easy. Like, I cried so many times. Like, even before I started it and I knew that I had to do it, I was in denial for a little while. I was like, I really don't want to do this. I don't want to gain weight. Like, I've worked so hard for this, which I have. I do work really hard. I will love to work out. And I prided myself in that. But the reality of the matter is that I was starving myself. So it makes me so mad that I was allowing any of that. Like, I'm literally registered dietitian. It's just, it really just goes to show you that you don't know what anyone's going through. And there are so many people in my field who have eating disorders, who, you know, loss of period, everything, like, because we're so like surrounded by food, and like food is on our mind all the time. Food is our job, like, and everyone looks to us to be perfect. It's a huge problem in my field. Orthorexia, and body dysmorphia. It's just wild. And I was in denial. But so yeah, so the extreme hunger, that's something that I feel that I've gotten through now. I feel that I'm eating like a little more like quote unquote normal, which there is. Normal is different for everyone, but more normal for me at least. And I don't really feel the extreme hunger. Like, I feel satisfied and full after most meals, and not all of them. Like, I still sometimes will eat a meal and be like, I'm still hungry, I'm gonna go back and have something else. And that's something that I'm still, you know, working on improving, listening to my body. My hunger cues are back, which is awesome. I'm hungry a lot, which is something that I used to ignore. And not even like fully ignore. Even when I did eat, like, I was just eating like really low fat things. So I increased my calories. I wasn't counting calories at all because numbers make me, you know, super obsessive. So why am I getting a call? Hello? Hello?
Hello, I'm the virtual assistant for Mary Henderson.
Does anyone else just hang up on those people? Or am I just a bitch? Alright, anyway, so I wasn't tracking anything because numbers make me obsessive. So I was just trying to go off of how I was feeling. It's recommended that you eat at least 2,500 calories or above. And if I had to guess, I definitely was. I don't know to what extent. But yeah, I just kind of like went with bigger portion sizes and fat, since that's something that I was avoiding. I made sure there was fat in every single meal and snack that I ate. like using, you know, butter, full fat cheese, ghee, olive oil, nuts. I was eating, in the beginning, I was like fiending off of nuts. I don't know why. I was eating like it's just so many nuts. I don't know why. It's so weird, but I was like, I guess because I don't know, I would never allow myself to have nuts as a snack. I'm like, why would you can barely have any in a serving, and I'd rather have something else. Like I felt like a serving of nuts did nothing for me, so I was like, I'm not gonna waste my time on that, and it's fat, and so whatever. But I don't know, I really miss nuts. So yeah, that's really it on food. Just making sure that you're eating enough, a lot. You really do have to eat a lot. And you know, at first I was, like I said, like not really putting that much into it, like just kind of eating a little bit more, like adding a little bit more fat, but then, and I was still eating like on a regimented schedule. You have to throw all food rules out the window. I ate dessert, so much dessert, which is amazing. Dessert is amazing. It's my favorite. And it was like, this was like right at the tail end of summer, so like ice cream, Ralph's, Italian ices, like I was in heaven, to be honest. I restricted it for so long, and then getting to eat all of it, I was very happy. Obviously it got to me and like I had my hard days, but food, you have to be eating. The second thing I did, which is kind of different for everyone, like it really depends on your situation. Not everyone has to fully cut out exercise. So I cut out only cardio. I continued lifting 5 days a week still, which is kind of a lot. Like I'm surprised that like I was gonna cut it down more by September if I didn't get it, but I get my period, but I got my period before then, so I didn't end up having to cut it down. But yeah, so I stopped doing, the only type of cardio I was doing was an incline walk, like after my workouts. Like if my lift was short, I would do like a 15-minute incline walk, and that was it. So I stopped doing Stairmaster, no running, no like long walks. I used to go for a walk every single day after work, like even if I went to the gym in the morning. I stopped doing that, which I do kind of miss my walks, but also at the same time, like I was forcing myself after work because I was so freaking tired and just hungry, and I didn't want to go for a walk, but I was like, no, I need to hit my steps, I need to close my rings. Stupid watch, don't listen to a watch. That's another thing, I started ignoring this watch. Like, I love closing my rings, which is a problem in itself, but I was like letting my watch control my life. I was like, I have to go for a walk and close my rings, and that's not something that we're doing. It's not something that you should be doing. Fuck the watch. Listen to your body. If you're tired and hungry after work, don't go for a walk. That's simple. And it sounds stupid, but like that's like something that needed to click in my brain. Huge, like most of this is just listening to your body. When I went away to North Carolina, I only worked out like twice in the whole week, and I cannot tell you the last time that I've ever done that. And I didn't really think about it until like I got back, and I was like, wow, I barely worked out and I'm okay. It's just like so wild how my mindset has changed throughout this entire thing, but also kind of amazing. Like I'm still kind of working on like food rules that I've had ingrained in my head for so freaking long. Like last night, today's Friday, last night was Thursday. Sometimes I say really dumb shit. Yesterday was Thursday, and I had ice cream on a Thursday night, and usually that would be like only a weekend thing for me, and I was trying to like not, like after I ate it, I was like, it's okay, you're allowed to have ice cream. You know, I had to remind myself. So it's just like stupid stuff like that, and I feel like that's something that's going to just be like, I'm going to be continuously improving. But anyway, so going back to exercise, some people like have to cut out exercise completely. Some people like only do like lower intensity, like yoga, walking, things like that. I think it all depends on your situation, and maybe like if you really are eating enough and still working out, definitely at a bare minimum, you have to cut out high intensity, because that's a huge problem, and I was doing a lot of that. And that's not to say that high intensity workouts are bad, but like if you're just doing too much on top of not eating enough, like that's what does it right there. That's how you lose your period. So so while you're trying to get your period back, that's something that you really needs to be limited or stopped completely. In my case, I stopped it completely. Just focused on weightlifting, the incline walks after my lifts, and that was it. And it took me about 2 months to get my period back. I'll show you guys the supplements that I was taking too once. Okay, so supplement-wise, things that I was taking daily was the Gaia Herbs Vitex Berry. There's just been a lot of research on this as far as reducing PMS symptoms, or yeah, reducing PMS. Reducing PMS, I think the S is symptoms in PMS, whatever, as well as like just helping women get their periods back. So there's just been a lot of research with this. So I've been taking this for a while, actually, since like March, I want to say, and I'm going to continue taking it probably just until I finish this bottle, which is new, so I'm just gonna finish the bottle. I probably won't get another one. I've also been taking ashwagandha. It's from Further Food. I do have a discount code. It's Live Healthy by Brianna 10, I think. I'll put it in the description box if you want to try anything. I don't get any compensation from that. It's just a discount for you guys. But so ashwagandha, it's like stress response and mood boosting. It's supposed to help with your, really just like lower your stress response. Help support healthy stress response, enhance mood, healthy immune system. So like basically a huge thing that could be inhibiting your period is stress. So ashwagandha like kind of helps like calm you. It's good for your nervous system. I'm gonna stop saying random shit about it because I don't want to be wrong, but I did kind of, when I first started taking it, I was like, I do feel weirdly calm, but I don't know if that was a placebo. But lowering your stress is a big thing in getting your period back. So I was taking this every single day. I'm going to continue taking it again until I finish the bottle. I don't know if it directly really helped, but I got my period back. So I'm just telling you guys what I did. Next, these aren't supplements. These are just like food things that I ate. So ground flaxseed. It sounds stupid, and I said it in my video where I talked about losing my period, but a girl that I follow on Instagram who also lost her period, I was influenced. She was eating a tablespoon of this every day, so I ate a tablespoon of this every day. Science. That's like that stupid saying, have your parents ever been like, if your friend jumps off a cliff, are you gonna follow them? Or jumps off a bridge. It's jumps off a bridge. And then I say yes. Yes, I would. It's really, like, I don't think the flaxseed itself, like, has healing properties. It's a good source of omega-3s, healthy fats. So, like, that's an easy way to add that into your diet. I put it in yogurt every single day. And honestly, it really doesn't have a taste. And if it does, I don't taste it. So, whatever. There you go. Put it in yogurt. Easy as that. This, the other thing is Maca Powder. I also throw this in my yogurt. At first, I didn't really like it, but I actually love it now. It kind of has like a nutty, like caramel flavor. I put this and this in my yogurt with some granola, and that's my little morning snack. And honestly, it's freaking bomb. I love it. Maca is another thing that's good for your endocrine system. It combats stress. Another thing that's supposed to help with stress. This is like quote-unquote superfood. There's no such thing as superfoods, but this literally says superfood on it. Supports energy and vitality, promotes balance in the body. I read some research on this as well, and some people had said that they incorporated that into their diet to try and get their periods back. Again, I don't know if any of this actually directly helped or contributed to me getting my period back. It's just the stuff that I did. So more food, less working out, less intensity with the workouts, trying to listen to my body, rest more. On weekends I used to wake up early and work out. Now I sleep in. I've started incorporating a little more Saturday exercise back in because I genuinely enjoy it. That's what I'm trying to do now, like just do what I enjoy, and I do really like cardio and I miss it. So I've run a couple times and I've done some Stairmaster, but nothing too extreme. I want to, you know, get back into things slowly, and I'm not going to be doing as much as I was before, obviously, because that was the problem. I'm going to continue eating the way that I have been. So another thing is they say that you should be continue eating the 2,500 calories until you have 3 periods. So again, I'm not tracking. I feel like I'm probably eating less than I was to start out with. But that's just because I'm just going by how I feel, and I feel like my hunger has kind of balanced out. Like I'm not extremely hungry like I was. Like at first, every time I even thought about food when I first started this, I was like, I'm gonna eat. And so that also caused me to overeat a lot. But I think that's something that I had to get through. Now when I'm kind of thinking about food, I'm like, okay, am I hungry? Am I just bored? Like I think, like I check in with myself, and I think that that's a huge thing with intuitive eating, and I'm trying to learn it, trying to, you know, still navigate the way that I've been feeling, but that's the gist of it. It's not easy gaining weight. It's not easy, you know, working out less when that's something that I look forward to every single day. Like I love working out. I love lifting weights. I love sweating. I love cardio. Like genuinely love it. And it's been super hard to gain weight and have clothes fit me differently and think about, you know, how people must think of me, like people in the gym who saw me like looking good, having abs, and like now coming in like I feel like I look like a different person. Like who cares what anyone thinks? It's nobody's business. And if gaining weight is gonna make you healthy, your healthiest self, like that's what you have to do. And this is what I had to do, and now I have a period and I'm healthy. My hormones are, I'm not gonna say balanced, but they were never out of balance. My blood work was normal, so whatever. I mean, they were clearly out of balance, but it was normal. It wasn't normal, but the blood work was normal. Whatever, you get what I'm saying. I don't know. It was just, you know, the way that I looked before was not, obviously not healthiest for me. So now I am healthy. I have a period. I've had 2 periods. Hopefully we'll have a 3rd and a 4th and a 5th and a 6th, and we're just gonna go from there. I'm going to keep doing what I've been doing. I'm going to slowly incorporate some more high intensity because I love it and I miss it. But I'm going to continue eating the way that I've been eating and listening to my body, having ice cream on a Thursday night, doing whatever the fuck I want, because that's what you should be doing, and life is too short to say no to all this food and, you know, plans, and live your life. You know, this is supposed to be a lifestyle. It's not supposed to be like an aesthetic or like all about like looks. You have to be happy and healthy, and that's all that matters. So I feel like I went off on like a million tangents, but I hope you got some sort of advice from this. I don't know. But if you guys have any questions or want to talk about it, if you lost your period and are looking for some advice, I am a registered dietitian, so take that with a grain of salt, I guess. But yeah, reach out to me if you want to. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.